My kids' birthdays fall one day apart from each other. This year they were turning 3 and 5, and so of course they did not want to have the same cake. So I eagerly took on the challenge to make them both the cake that they wanted. I gave them both creative freedom on what kind of sponge they want, what kind of icing they want, and what kind of decoration they wanted on the cake, and if it was a themed cake. My daughter's cake fell right within her personality. She absolutely loves everything to do with unicorns and pink things and glittery things. So she chose for her cake to have a confetti cake sponge, just a normal vanilla icing, and then a unicorn themed cake. I prefer to use a Italian Swiss meringue buttercream. I find that it's less grainy and less sweet than a normal American buttercream icing. So I just went with doing this one, and actually it turned out really, really nice. You will probably notice here that it is a bit bubbly. There was obviously still a lot of air left in the cake. I could have heated up my cake smoother to get rid of the air bubbles on the final coat, but I was in a bit of a rush because I still had to make my son's cake after this. My daughter likes all things pinks and purples, so I went with an ombre, kind of different pinks and purples on this cake. It's the second time I think that I've done an ombre cake, and I definitely think I could have put a little less of some colours on, a little more of some other colours on, but as an end result, I think it worked out quite well. I think the most annoying part of making layer cakes, for me at least, is having to let it chill in the fridge between each coating before you can move on and do the next bit, because it's so time consuming. And of course, I still had my son's cake to do after this as well. Um, but finally, we got to the decorations. I just bought a pack of like unicorn themed decorations from Amazon, and it had butterflies and it had these colorful little balls and a rainbow and a unicorn for the top. It had a happy birthday kind of badge to put on the front. It did have flowers and things which I wasn't going to use, but when my daughter came in and saw that I hadn't used them, started adding them onto the cake, so I knew I had to use those in the end. I didn't want this to be too overdone. I definitely think sometimes less is more, but it just did look a little bit unfinished, which is why I added a little bit more piping to the top here. And here's the final cake. My daughter loved it and it was delicious.